Today on Arnold Holonet News, my massive brain thinks it figured out the release of Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. We have the math on how many crystals you're gonna need, the 7-star, the new Mark 6 Sith Empire Trooper Interceptor. Been getting a lot of questions, could we expect some sort of JAWA rework coming soon to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? And I'm happy to say, the freebies are back! All of this on Arnold Holonet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. Hello there, my fellow champions. Huzzah! My video for an ad, you say? Well, it's no ordinary ad. It's King Arthur, Legends Rise. From the creators of the mega hit Marvel Contest of Champion, the graphics on this Hero Collector RPG are nuts! You can play this game on both PC and your mobile device, and it's gonna take you through the journey of Arthurian legends, where you can build an ever-expanding party of knights, mages, rogues, and powerful iconic characters of the Arthurian legends. Take on quests, battle fearsome monsters, and take on the task of rebuilding the Kingdom of Camelot. This game is coming out soon, and you want to be on it day one, so you're not missing a thing. So use that link down below, and also wish listed on Steam to stay up to date on the latest news. The open beta starts on June 29th, 2023, where you can begin your own journey. First thing on our agenda, I want to talk about the Mark 6 Interceptor. So depending on when your game resets, the chase begins for the Mark 6 Interceptor, and it's going to last 9 days from the point it starts. I've been getting a lot of questions. What are the drop rates like, and what's the estimated crystals needed for it? Well, we got you covered here. Big thanks as always to Agnar, the community's spreadsheet guy that loves to give us all the intel we need and the mathematics of the game. Long story short, the drop rate's turning out to be pretty similar to the TIE Dorito, aka the TIE Dagger, where if you're going to want to 7-star this ship, you're going to need roughly about 7,650 crystals if you didn't preload energy like I recommended a couple days ago. If you did start preloading energy the second the kit reveal dropped, it's going to be about 5,850 crystals, which again, absolute steal in the grand scheme of the game. Being able to get a 7-star character with 7,000 crystals, it's kind of a big deal, and I wish this was for everything in the game. Even if you're not pushing hard for the ship, it's not going to be hard to get this ship to 4 stars, and it should be pretty easy to get to 5 stars with just bare minimum effort. But if you're chasing for Leviathan especially, you're going to want to get this to close to 7 stars right now, because when it goes to hard node, it's going to be 1 drop, and it takes forever. We're going to be testing out this ship tomorrow once it goes live for me. Here in Arnold Holonet News, we're always making sure you're covered. It's probably wise to start hoarding some normal energy. Sith Fighter is one of the requirements. Sith Assassin ship or Leviathan, and a lot of you guys might not have it. Well, they're going to be doing some bonus drops from 614 through 618, where on light side battle nodes you're going to get bonus drops. So not quite a galactic chase, but while you're farming other stuff, you'll get some stuff for the Sith Fighter, which is going to help speed up the process if you haven't farmed the Sith Assassin, which up until this point it wasn't really a necessary ship in the game. Next up on the news, very happy, I've been seeing tons of people complain, where's the mystery box? We don't have the freebies. And I wasn't ready to like blow my gasket yet. You guys got to remember something. CG, they're generally slow to the freebies, and sometimes it takes them a week or two to finally turn on the freebies on the web store. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to remind you guys. If you go on over to the web store, you log in. Remember, there's a free bonus calendar on the web store here. This month, it's HK47 shards, mixed with a bunch of other health materials. Make sure you pick it up. You have still a little bit to pick that one up. But more importantly, the daily freebie chest. Every single day, you're able to pick up one of these bad boys, and it's got basically a ton of Leviathan requirements. Shorty, Sith Assassin, Basilisk Shan is needed. So if you're short on some of the other stuff like Shorty, they're going to help you out. And of course, some energy associated with it. So make sure you pick it up. Freebies is freebies, my friends. Great to see that they finally got everything on board. And for those that can't get to the web store, a moment of silence. In case you missed it, we got some new JAWA images. This kind of came out of nowhere, out of the blue. I thought we already had some minor JAWA changes when the Crate Dragon raid comes out. Well, they went even further, and they kind of polished things up, and they actually kind of look a little scary, but I actually like the look of it. They for Galaxy Heroes, this looks pretty decent, I gotta say. I'm actually quite impressed with the JAWAs. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions today on stream.
Could we expect some JAWA reworks and Omicrons? I'm actually not too afraid to say I don't think it's out of the question. Right now in the Crate Dragon raid, the JAWAs are probably the weakest team, and not even probably, they're definitely the weakest team by far. They're really meant to get like that last second couple 100,000 extra damage. Well, a rework or even an Omicron design for the raid could be a big deal for a lot of people. Just like the Tuskens, they got a facelift alongside the Crate Dragon raid, but the good news is they got a lot of lifting units associated with them. So I don't know, I would love to see some JAWAs get action. I wouldn't hold my breath too much, but generally when they do a little art change, sometimes we get a rework associated, like Gamorrean Guard got a little bit of a touch-up, they did something with that, and the list goes on, Royal Guard and stuff like that. So I'm hoping we do get something for these guys. That'd be nice having another usable team for the Crate Dragon raid, or just in general, just make it more useful. And finally, the last thing I want to put on your radar, a lot of stuff here on Not Old Holiday News. I've been getting tons and tons and tons of questions. Where's the Kestis kit review? When's Cal coming out? First, I just want to say I'm glad they're taking their time because, one, the requirements for the most part for these guys are very good characters. It's not like the Inquisitors where you couldn't really do a ton with them until we got Grand Inquisitor come around. These guys have been very good. Seer Junda has made a lot of use out of leftover unaligned Force users. Cal Kestis has been god tier with Rey, and he's great with other unaligned Force users. Marin, I have been absolutely in love. Today, we almost got to one-shot a JAWA team with Night Sisters. They're beating so many teams. Marin is absolutely fantastic. Saw Gerrera, definitely the weakest one so far. It seems like we'll go more in depth on this, but I haven't really found anything great with Saw yet. And then Tarful's just okay. Nothing too special right now that's changing the game, but it's at least making Wookiees usable. The thing that's very notable is out of nowhere, Capital Games basically made the last 3 requirements available at the same time, which is very unheard of. Normally, it's another couple weeks for each of them to come out. They decided to drop Tarful, Marin, as well as Saw Gerrera all at once. So that means something's up, and I think I have an idea of when it's going to be released. In case you didn't see it, Tarful's farmable over on hard mode 4D dark side. Marin is going to be farmable on a fleet node, 1C fleet, so not too high up there. Maybe it's something to start farming during your Mark 6 Interceptor Galactic Chase. And then we have Saw Gerrera, which is also going to be another hard node farm. So a lot of hard node farms going on, but it's kind of the first where they released 3 characters at the same time, even though it should have been another several weeks. Well, why is that? Well, let me tell you, we have the best here at Arnold Holiday News to get on that. Let me show you where my brain is going. So I want to remind you guys one thing before we get too much into it. Inside of the road ahead, when they first announced Cal Kestis, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis coming to Star Wars Galaxy series, they emphasized the fact that this is going to be our first territory battle oriented new legendary that's going to have Omicrons, 3 Omicrons. So normally we get Territory War Omicrons, like maybe Grand Inquisitor, or we get some Grand Arena Omicrons on some characters. Here, we're getting 3 Omicrons for Territorials, which right off the bat, I'm not like too enthusiastic. I don't see myself investing in them. But as you can see here, they changed the name. It's no longer called Cal Kestis Survivor. They eventually renamed it to Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. So note that, it's a little bit different. You can now expect to use Cal Kestis Survivor, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, in a dedicated territory battle missions, and we'll be able to make good use of his 3 dedicated Omicrons. It's been a while since we talked about this back in February, early this year, but yes, this is going to be a Cal Kestis designed for territory battles. I'm hoping it's going to be good at other aspects as well. Maybe some people have been predicting maybe a mini lifter for Jedi Master Luke, which I would not be mad. As it says, in addition, you can get more of a hero's journey Cal Kestis by slotting into Jedi PvP teams, which will help complete the Jedi squad you've been cultivating over the years. So we're hoping we're going to see a little bit more of that. But when is Cal Kestis coming out? Well, we have some interesting stuff with those new characters that are finally farmable. Here's what I'm thinking. Something weird's going on with the calendar here. And if you notice, when you go over to territory battles, they did something funny. Generally, territory battles happens every 2 weeks on a Monday. Well, June 12th, we have a territory battle that starts next week in a couple days and 4 days from now. But what's 2 weeks later? 2 weeks later should have been June 26th, which is a Monday. However, they pushed it to June 30th. A little weird. Let's take a look at what the calendar shows. If we take a look at the calendar, June 30th is on a Friday. A territory battle has never really started off on a Friday, which means something's going on that's pushing it ahead of its schedule, almost a week later, so about 4 or 5 days ahead of itself. Well, my guess is we're probably going to get a kit reveal likely on Tuesday, June 27th. And the release might be either on June 28th or June 29th. They might update the game on June 20th, and the event might be available right away. Likely, it's going to be a timed legendary event. So it probably will start on a Thursday, and they want people unlocking Cal Kestis Jedi Knight Survivor just before the territory battle starts. You can use him on Braca, for example. I guess what I'm trying to say is it would be weird to release a territory battle specific character with Omicrons and special missions when a territory battle is almost over already. So I think they're doing this so you unlock Cal Kestis before Rise of the Empire turns around. Am I wrong? Am I right? I'm thinking I'm pretty right on this one. So mark your calendars for later on this month, I think, for a little bit of Cal Kestis action. So you still have another week or two to farm him. And in case you forgot, again, it's been a minute since we talked about this guy. It's taken up the first half of the year, but we haven't been complaining because, again, most of these guys are very good and you can use them, where Inquisitors can only do too much of them. Reminder, Gear 12 is going to be required for this event at the bare minimum. Hopefully, you don't need to go much more beyond that. We're maybe hoping for like a Beskar Mando type of thing where it's fairly easy to get through with bare minimum type of requirements. That's the great thing about it. Unlike Grand Inquisitor, which is needed at Relic 5, we'll find out if you really need a bit more gear or is Gear 12 going to cut it. So in the meantime, while you're doing all your galactic chases and all your farming for all these marquee characters needed for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, you got a lot of stuff on your plate. Leviathan, Cal Kestis, my gosh, tons of stuff going on. So make sure you capitalize on those galactic chases, the bonus drops for SITH Fighter, and I think you still got another 2 weeks to try to farm as much as you can of the other marquee characters. Thank you so much for stopping by on this late night episode of Arnold Holonet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice.
Oh, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.